people are already proving it. You're seeing celebrities putting up shows, doing different things. So to get good at this is a really, really good idea. And so I want to lean into that tonight, and I want to lean into that for as long as we are working virtually. I want to use it as this opportunity to think, how can I find new ways to be creative with both the medium that I'm in and whatever the location, the circumstances that I'm in. So let's take this virtual class away and say, all right, I've come to the studio X amount of times, and it's the same stage, and it's the same lights and the same camera. How do I make that creative? How do I use all of that space? How do I use what's given to me? What if I show up to an audition and the room is just weird? It's just sort of an awkward room of some sort. How am I the one that makes the creative choice, the interesting choice that maximizes the location? What if you show up to an audition and it's outside randomly? That's weird. What could you do that would make you stand out and make you completely unique and therefore surprise yourself and surprise whoever's watching you, audience or auditioner or something? So I'm pretty stoked to grab these monologues tonight and run it through this filter that's going on in my brain right now, which is, it's like, not only do I want you to be good in your piece tonight, but I want you to be good in your piece using this medium. And so we're going to talk about some of the ways to do that. And Saya, you're in the masterclass, I know, so you can take some of this information and apply it to your scene as well. Because when we do our tech rehearsal, either myself or Joey or Brian, one of us is going to explain this concept to you too, about when you come in to the masterclass, you got to find a way to make that work. The scene has to be good. It has to make sense, and there's a story, there's an essence that's that the playwright is trying to get across. And whoever wrote your pieces tonight, there is a point to it. There is a why. You have a responsibility to get the why across. How you do it is less important than the fact you get the why across. If these great playwrights were to exist today and write these stories today, and this is the world they knew was this social distancing thing, and let's say it was going on their whole lifetime, they would have still wanted to write the story. The idea still needs to get out. They would have just found a slightly different way to tweak it. So we've had all of our masterclass students rewrite the scenes slightly to deal with the fact that location is an issue with scene partner. And it's become this really fun, exciting exercise. All the scenes are going to be really just a little bit new and fun and unique for all of us.
Well, and can I jump on that too?
Please.
As a performer, it was so cool because I learned so much more about the script too, and like new things that I didn't really see before and expect, and it did get those creative juices going. Like having to rewrite and see certain things is like, I started to see things the way the writer saw them. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, I see why he's trying to do this and where he's trying to go here, and like, it just brought so many discoveries to light as to what the writer specifically was hoping to get, and how to translate that to any language, any time kind of deal.
Right. That was like the coolest part for me and my scene partner, was because ours is like literally almost the whole thing is location based.
Right.
It like bounces back and forth. It's like a speed dating situation. So we sat there for 2.5 hours.
Don't give it up. Don't give up the answer.
I'm not going to give up the answer.
It's creative. It's really good.
But we sat there for like 2.5 hours and rewrote this thing, but we had to rewrite it to the same music that the original play was. So we kept trying to come up with sentences that fit the same like rhythm.
Right.
And it was so hard, but I've never written a piece like that.
Yeah.
So doing that was like such a good exercise for my brain. I literally passed out like immediately afterwards.
So here's my challenge for everybody. Thank you, Joey. Here's my challenge. I now have this new fire, this new excitement, and it's come from the grind. And I'm not going to lie to you. I have been tired. I am right now. I have been beat up. I have been sad. I have been scared. I have been bummed out that I have to teach in this way, like all those feelings, and I'm sure you've felt them yourself. and going like, oh, like we're taking class in this way and it doesn't feel the same, blah, 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 and go, and I want you to erase that. That's why when we did the master class, I set it up in such a way where I'm like, all right, let me give you this lesson that's filmed, that's professional, has all this stuff attached to it. So you're not worried about the money because that's already taken care of through that. Now let's grind together and find this new way. And it just sort of clicked for me today. And I think it came from the grind. So now I have this new just excitement to be operating in this format as a teacher because I understand it now as weights around my ankles. There's no doubt that it's different for me to teach you in this way than it is to have a classroom. There's a different energy to it. So because of that, I know I'm getting stronger. I know as a teacher, I'm finding ways to get better. I don't even realize how they are now, but once these restrictions are taken off of me and we're put back in the classroom, I'm gonna be better. There's just no way I can't be because I've put in now probably hundreds of hours behind the scenes you guys don't watch of me struggling to do different things and find innovative ways to coach and connect and reach. You know, like other people are like, oh, we're just gonna throw up a Zoom link and just teach you. Like that's not good enough for us. We've got 4 cameras pointing in different directions, finding new ways to connect, and we're talking about graphics and like all these different things because to us it's like this has got to be an experience. This has got to be something that you feel, that you're connected, you have your community. I mean, there's so much to our perception of what it is to be in an acting class, and I want you to take that same perspective as an actor who's in the class and as an actor who's going to be auditioning for roles because the roles are going to come back. We don't know if it's next week or next month, whatever it is, but you want to be one of the ones who have separated yourself from everybody else who was at your same level. You don't need to beat anyone, you know, who's beyond you. You just need to go, okay, right now there's an opportunity. For anybody who's at my level, who was at my level, I can just lap them. I can literally run laps around anybody that's quitting right now. And that's the opportunity where you can get excited about waking up, excited about working harder. And that's the thing I want to gift everybody tonight is grab this mindset and freaking run, man, because you have an opportunity right now to be tired. So I started reversing the clock a little bit, and as another little game I'm playing, and you can do it too. It's not how many days do we have left, like, when is this going to be over? It's now I'm thinking of it as I might only have 12 days left. I better hurry. It's a different perspective. And it's like if I get an extra 15, I'm going to go, dude, yes. What can I do with those 15 days that nobody else is doing? All right? All right, here we go. Let's do some work.
Woo!
Welcome to Daring Acting Studio Script Class Television Show Live. Woo! We are here. Let's send everybody over to the live, Joey.
All right.
All right, we're going to bring you in one at a time. Everybody tune in on the live there. We will connect with you, and we're going to interact. It looks like, is Sai up first, or that was an accident?
That was an accident, but I'll tell you what, Saya is up first.
Yeah.
Wow, Saya.
Why
I
not?
love that. So everyone else move over to the live. Joey's going to very, very kindly kick you out.
Very kindly. It won't be like a rude kick, like a very soft, easy.
Like a nudge,
Yeah.
like
Right.
like a nudge.
And
Yeah.
I'm not kicking you out. Technically, I'm sending you to a waiting room. You know, so you're
That's
just
right.
you're just chilling.
So where's Saya? I don't see Saya, Joey.
I
Well,
see a picture of us.
gallery view.
I mean, it's a good picture.
It's
I'm
a
gonna
nice
be honest
picture.
with
You
that.
did real good with the writing.
the writing.
The writing.
You did very good with the
Very
writing.
good with the writing, everybody.
So this is Saya. Literally, we've decided we're creating this into a TV show, and you are now the star of the show. Congratulations. Joey is our producer of the TV show,
I
And,
love hitting buttons.
and
for
Brian
myself.
Brian is the resident guy that's gonna throw in things every now and then. Hopefully, he's paying attention, right?
that's gonna be my long title.
Brian-
That's the guy
Brian-
who throws at things if he's paying
Brian is
attention.
our resident fingerless teacher.
And I'm gonna be like super serious, and we're gonna grind, Saya. So, are you ready?
First things first,
Yes.
production man, can you go ahead and pull yourself mid-frame?
Are you? Let me ask you a question first of all. Are you on a phone or a computer?
Me, I'm on a computer.
Computer. Okay, good. So, is it a laptop?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So we're going to find ways right now for you to use that device and you are, and this is everybody right now, everyone who's practicing, anyone who's watching right now who's going to go next, I want you to take this lesson. Use your device. Creatively use the device. Go.
Okay. I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face, remember.
All right, good. Now, so with this device, here's what's interesting. In order to look in your scene partner's eyes, you have to look in the camera.
Okay.
Okay? Because what I want you to pretend is she is acting in a social distancing situation, and she's talking to him on the camera. So I want you can't peek at yourself. You can't look there. You have to be connected to just the lens only. Where's your lens at? Let me see where your camera lens is at. Boom. Yeah, you gotta look there. Okay. 100% of the time, I want you focused there. And this is what I mean by creative. Okay, are you ready? Look right in the lens for me and just listen. All right, good. Now, he can see you. Now I want you to lean in like really close and like tilt your head. Yeah, and get him to respond. And go ahead and start.
I do not know one of my sex.
Yes.
No woman's face, remember. Save from my glass mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dearest father. How features are broad, I'm skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Dude, that was so good.
Thank you.
Like, no joke. Thank you. Here's the deal. Let me tell you. As an instructor, and this is what I've been fighting for. I'm going like, okay, I got to figure this out. And that's why I was just so obsessed with this, Saya. Like, I understand your pain when it comes to this idea of like having to like get there. You know what I mean? Now I believe in the process, and that's what I preach to you. But at the same time, I'm going, I'm not going to give up on this thing. I cannot give up on this because there is a way to make this great. I just haven't figured it out yet. This was it. So when I coach in the room, one of the things that I know I have developed that has made that process special is my ability to just crazy focus, connect with the person that's in the room. And I know the class is there. I can feel them, but my absolute laser focus is on the person performing. That's been harder when it comes to this format. And what's funny is you couldn't see me, right? Because you were looking in the lens. Like peripherally you could see me, but you couldn't really see me.
I actually was so narrowed in on it that I wasn't even paying attention to you.
Exactly. So get this. I felt, and I'm sure everyone at home did too, all of our classmates and anybody watching live right now, I felt like I wasn't allowed to look away or you were going to catch me. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was so sucked into it, and I was also kind of like even if to have a thought right now, I'm not allowed to because she's gonna catch me doing that thing. It was great, and I got these big close-ups on your eyes, and I could see you thinking and feeling, you know, and so that's amazing. Now, Joey has these. He's got these bars I want you to be aware of. So your camera, you're going to get cut off about here. So that's something you didn't know, which just means like if you get close, you're just going to have to get lower or tilt the screen a little bit or something, right?
Okay.
And then now I want you to think, we're going to start over, and I just want you to take your time having the emotions. Think about the same thing we just experienced as a class when we're all hanging out together and there's different people in different boxes. Joey's going to show you.
Jeez.
Thank you. Okay, let's see here.
Well, this is for everybody, so we can all sort of see.
That's better.
And now you got a light. See the light? It's taking away some of your head. So make an adjustment.
Okay. Let me see. Can you still see me with this?
Yeah, I can see you better.
Much better.
And you can pick up the laptop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to, but you can. So now I want you to understand you're not limited by anything.
Yeah.
This is
Let me just go around the room and see if I can see my face in here wherever I go.
we can,
Okay,
and
yeah.
we can, and it's interesting. And so this goes back to everybody again. I've been saying this from the beginning because I knew it to be true. But I'm not going to lie to you and say it has been a struggle for me, because it's been a struggle for me just like everybody else. But the concept has got to just ingrain in your mind right now. Always and forever think, what can I do versus what can't I do? So just all of a sudden this concept of, oh geez, I'll just pick up the camera and take it with me. I'll just hold it up to my face. Oh my gosh. Technically, if I bring this monologue into the real world that we're living in right now, I could be anywhere. I don't have to limit myself to a bedroom or a this or a that or what. Like you could literally be in the kitchen making yourself a burrito and go in and be delivering this monologue and then eat a strawberry or whatever, and then, change tactics and go to your dad, And when you're looking at the boxes, just like we were looking at the class, you can talk to both of them right there because they're both watching you. So it's just like a new way of looking at this and going, all right, if I take those restrictions out and I'm not worried anymore about what I can't do, about the location, about this or that, then I'm going, all right, well, the same essence is true. If I get the point of this across and I get the feeling across, and my father and this man feel what I'm trying to get across, then I've done my job as an actor. And now when this is over, we take the shackles off and you get to just rock it in these new ways, but because you've been forced to be creative.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you feeling, Joey?
You can go one more time, or you can.
Do we have time for that? It's
move on.
8:36. We probably should move on. All right, so I want you to now. Here
You only have two people in the waiting room, so.
Okay, so I want to tell you, Saya, also that I'd rather even come back to her too.
Sure.
Is what I'm thinking.
100p.
So, all right. You can. What the heck was I gonna say? That happens to me sometimes when I get
Flustered.
playfully interrupted with.
Technically, you asked me a question.
I know.
I answered.
I playfully interrupted with myself.
Playfully.
So what I was gonna say was something very good, right, Brian?
I could tell it was going to be really good. Maybe something with movement with the laptop.
He already said that.
I know. I'm just
What is it
thinking-
with you and just repeating things
that's a
he
good
already
idea.
said?
You should think about moving with the laptop, Brian.
I
makes
don't know.
a very good point, I think.
I didn't know if you were going to expand on that.
I
don't
probably
know where
was.
you
No,
were
you're
going.
right. I probably was. It was gonna be genius. Whatever the thing was, it was gonna be really good.
All right, Saya.
I think the bottom line is this. All right, I want you to find ways to surprise yourself, to think of new creative elements, and this is going to be for your masterclass scene and for this monologue and anything else you work on. To think, here's the deal, like SNL did this. Tom Hanks, I guess two nights ago, I didn't see it, but he put up his opening monologue for the SNL show from his house. And then they did sketches via video. everyone's doing that. Like everyone's the people who are next level are finding a way to do this. And by doing that, they're all getting stronger. And so now, so are you. Anybody that's in the room right now is getting better and stronger. So now your goal is going to go, okay, if this is true, what else is true? How else can I maximize my restrictions so that I can push the boundaries, push the limits of, wow, what is possible? How can I expand that? So then once those shackles are lifted off, you'll have a new freedom, but you're also going to have new restrictions. Because now all of a sudden, maybe you're stuck to a stage where you're going to take it for granted. You're going to go, dang, I used to have a bedroom. Like, that was awesome. And now I either have to create one or, I got to use my imagination. And all of a sudden, the flip of mindset happens, and you're going, okay, I better really take advantage of this set that I have. Like, look at the set behind me, And for anybody that's going to be in masterclass that happens to be watching tonight, same idea. Whoever your character is, you can't just be in a bedroom. Like, what does that character's bedroom look like? And you need to build a set behind you. Mm-hmm. Even if it's like a corner of your room, if there's a photo in the background, it better be something that belongs to your character. That's the way you want to think about this, because you're going to have the freedom of movement, freedom of whatever. You could literally be walking down the street and doing this monologue or your scene if you can find a way to make it make sense. And you think that that creative choice adds to the storytelling and helps you get the point across. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I know. I'm so stoked.
You found it.
I found it.
You found it.
I found it, Brian.
I'd say it was my laptop comment, but we both know that's not true.
That was a great comment.
Let me tell you, I just want a burrito now because you mentioned burritos.
That does sound great.
And then the other thing, I couldn't mention it there because it was such a great lesson. But who eats burritos and strawberries at the same time?
Nobody does.
I'm pretty sure I've never heard of that.
No, nobody does.
Ever.
Nobody does. But why I said that?
Creative?
Can I tell you my why?
Yeah, please tell me your why. Please explain
She's
yourself.
talking to the dad. That's the burrito, and then she's talking to the guy she was flirting with. That's the strawberry.
That's the strawberry.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't put those two foods together. But the point was, technically, I could be eating the strawberry and be talking to the guy I like, and I could make a burrito and talking to that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Of course. You eat
I
strawberries.
liked it. I mean, I think it's great. Maybe just throw some strawberries in your burrito, see how it goes.
All right, Alicia, I wasn't kidding. Your lighting is terrible.
It's like real bad.
I know.
So let me help you fix it, okay? So you have backlighting right now.
Yeah.
So take that lamp behind you. Can we move that? Is it a movable lamp or is it permanent? Move that to the other side of your computer.
Oh my gosh.
Going on. This is unbelievable. So there's this concept. If the light's in front of you, we can see you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. So you ready to do your piece?
Yeah.
Did you learn something from Saya's?
Yes.
Good. Use it. All right.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something, funny boy. You know that stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? Well, that may not mean anything to you, but that means a lot to me. One whole hell of a lot. Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to. I've seen your type before. Flashy, making the scene, flaunting convention. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What's this girl making such a big stink of old library books for? Well, let me give you a hint, buddy. Maybe we can live without libraries. People like you and me. Maybe. Sure. Can't change the world. What about that kid? Sitting down, opening a book right now in a branch at the local library, finding drawings of pee-pees and wee-wees on the Cat in the Hat and the 5 Chinese brothers. Doesn't he deserve better? Look, if you think this is about overdue fines and missing books, you better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped. Or maybe that turns you on, Seinfeld. Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies. Well, I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over. You've got 7 days. That is 1 week.
Okay, I'm gonna put Brian on the spot here. Brian, do you want to crack? Thank you, Joey. Thank you.
It really deserved that.
It did.
To be honest, it was really good.
When you're gonna interrupt me talking with the sound effect, just pull it down a little bit, the volume.
Your volume?
No, the sound effect. Pull the sound effect down a little bit, and then I'll know it's coming, and then I'll kind of quiet down. You know what I mean?
Wait. So pull.
So if I'm talking, and my voice is changing.
Yeah. So if you're
and you want to play a sound effect, go ahead.
Okay.
So bring the volume down so you can add it without it being disruptive.
Gotcha. So bring your volume down while you're talking.
No.
Like that? That was it?
No, you ruined that thing. All right, Brian, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Do you want to crack at this? Because I have like an amazing critique right now. And I'm gonna say, let me do the Brian Sweeney challenge right now and see, do you have something right now that you want to throw her way? or not?
Wow. All right. So first off, you start off with, I have an amazing one. What do you
so
got?
good.
It's hurtful.
It's so good.
I do not.
Oh, come on, Brian.
Here's the thing.
Take the Brian Sweeney challenge.
I can throw something out there. But honestly, I gave some feedback to you last week about starting to really connect to the passion behind this and finding a way that you care about it the way that he cares about the library. And I saw that.
Totally.
I saw that and I felt that. So if I gave you something, I would be totally lying. I'd just be throwing something out there. And
awesome. So watch this, okay? Because you're right. Like I found when you said I found it, I didn't find actually it that you thought. I found it. I found my teaching online mojo, guys. Like I'm freaking loving this stuff. That's what I found. Like I found it, right? So take this because this is what I want you to soak up on, so you can continue passing on this message. All right?
Okay.
Because whatever you taught her, yes, correct. Now here we go. I watched this and I was like, that's 2 in a row. We're onto something. It was just really good. It was really, really good and interesting. And I was, again, connected and obsessed with the character. This is different. So all of a sudden we found this like new thing where we're going, oh, that's how you act online. Okay, I get it now. Like I didn't know before. now I know.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a new medium that we're literally inventing, you guys. As we do it, we're figuring it out. So there's that. Now, how do you take it next level? You want me to just say it or have her think about it? All right, so here's the deal. You were funny, but you weren't brave enough. Okay. So tell me about her. Cause get this, right? She's a girl who video chats people to ream them about their books and their fines and things. Like she's on a video chat right now.
I feel like somehow she's like a solicitor, but she uses FaceTime for it. You know?
Oh my gosh, that's miserable.
Like, do you answer the call? When you do, you get reamed for your library books.
Yeah, well, or she expects people to be like super apologetic and this and that, or just like take it really seriously like she does, and 99% of the people don't, and so she, it's hard for her. Like life is just a little tough.
Like that's probably why the people at the library take your email. Let's be real.
So think about this, okay? Do you have anything to do anything with your hair right now, like clips or something? See, another advantage of online acting school. You have stuff just like in your room usually.
Stuff.
Headband.
Headband.
She's got a guitar.
I see that.
So let's put the headband. You got a guitar?
That is a bass. I do have a guitar, but it's not in this room.
All right,
Sure,
we're
look
gonna
like
need you to go get the guitar.
Technically, a bass is a guitar.
Yeah.
Now
It's a bass
put your
guitar.
hair up in such a way
It's a
that you
guitar.
believe yourself as a librarian police officer. Like how does that person put their hair up?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Totally different person.
And go all the way back.
What?
Like pull it all the way back, like the hair, just kind of scrunch it backwards. Yeah. And you can let it come out now. But yeah, but there you go. Yeah, she means business. Okay, good. Now go get the guitar, please, if it's not too far away. I thought you said it wasn't in the room.
No, that's her bass.
guitar?
was
She says
saying
the
she
bass
has
isn't the
guitar.
guitar.
Oh, will that play? Will that play for us?
I don't know how to play this one.
Oh, you know how to play the other one?
I know how to play. I have a ukulele. That works. Does that work?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, 100%. All right, are you right now participating on a computer?
Yes.
Okay, is it a computer you can pick up, or is it a desktop, or what is it?
Now I can pick it up.
Okay, great. So I expect you to do that in some way creatively, somehow, some way. As you're going, you're gonna be eyeballing the person through the lens just like you did, but then at times you're gonna decide, just for straight up awkwardness, because she's awkward, that you're gonna get like awkwardly close, like too close, where we're seeing just teeth or something. Just think think a little nutso, right? Because you only have the video chat to intimidate. You don't get to be in person, so you're gonna find a new way of doing so. At some point in time, you're gonna pull out the ukulele, you're gonna use it, and some of the lines are gonna be sung in a passionate, angry way. Okay.
Okay.
And it could just be a couple strums of something, and then you put that down. But you're gonna literally perform for this guy, Seinfeld, that you hardly know, and you are gonna be convincing him of the importance of his library finds. All right, it's not something to just take lightly. Here we go.
And
then
this deserves a...
Thanks, Joey.
As you're doing that, remember to the center of the frame. Same thing we showed earlier, where basically if you go too high or too low, that you're gonna get missed. So stay with the center.
I mean, she's perfectly in the
She is right now, but
why
she's
would
gonna
he,
start
why would he
moving.
add that right now?
Because she's gonna start moving.
Like,
Like,
There was-
I already
there was-
hit the drum roll.
There was great
She's
mojo
gonna start
going, like
moving.
really good. It was
like,
like
I don't want
can't-
to lose. I can
such a
feel
good
the
setup.
moments that
I
are about
can't
to
hit
happen,
the
and I don't
drum
wanna
roll
lose them.
again.
all right.
Don't
I
wanna lose
can't
them.
do it.
All right,
Don't
so
wanna lose them.
yeah, just
All right, Alicia, just
Rude.
pretend like
Hopefully
I
it
just
didn't
hit
get
the
ruined.
drum roll
Rude.
again.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you something, funny boy. You know that stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? Well, that may not mean anything to you.
all
That
right.
means a
Good,
lot to me.
good. All right, put the ukulele down, but where you can reach it easily.
Okay.
All right. She is going to find the ukulele in a time of passion.
Okay.
Like she didn't pre-plan it. It's like she's in this moment, and then she's thinking to herself, she's looking around, she finds the ukulele, she's like, oh, and she picks it up, and then strum it with no words, and then come in with the words or the song or the whatever, but use it as some sort of an exclamation point at some point.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, you gotta pick up that device and use it, because it's just different when you do that.
Okay.
And look right in the lens. Don't let us off the hook. We're an audience member, and you have to demand our attention. If you look away a little bit, you will lose our attention. And like right now, when you look at me, which it's great, and it's probably the same for you. I'm connected to you, but just barely off.
Mhm.
When I look right, which is this my camera here, Joey, that she can see?
No.
This one,
That one.
right?
Uh,
Am I pointing at you?
no.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is different, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How you doing? You see what I'm saying? It's like a totally different experience when you're staring somebody down. So that's the medium you're in right now. So that is essentially your scene partner. The only way for me to feel totally connected to you, like you're talking to somebody else in that way, is through doing that. Otherwise, it's sort of like you talking off, like it's like the camera's not picking up the whole scene or something, and I'm missing it. So this is captivating me and forcing me to pay attention. Don't let me off the hook. Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you something, funny boy. You know that stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? That may not mean anything to you. But that means a lot to me. One whole hell of a lot. Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to. I've seen your type before.
Closer.
Flashy, making the scene, flaunting convention. Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Closer.
What's this girl making such a big fuss of library books for? Let me give you a hint, buddy. Maybe we can live without libraries. People like you and me. Maybe. Sure. Can't change the world. What about that kid? Sitting down, opening a book right now in a branch at the local library, finding drawings.
Sing it.
Of pee-pees and wee-wees on the 5 Chinese brothers and the big cat in the hat.
Good. Go back to that line again and play the ukulele angry.
Finding drawings of pee-pees and wee-wees on the cat in the hat and the 5 Chinese brothers. Doesn't he deserve better? Look, you think this is about missing books and overdue fines. You better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped. Maybe that turns you on, Seinfeld. Maybe that's how you get your kicks, you and your good time buddies. Well, I've got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over. You've got 7 days. That is 1 week.
Woo! All right, how'd that feel?
It was fun playing around a lot.
Yeah. So now, obviously, that's going to be your homework.
Uh-huh.
Playing, finding new ways to play, finding so many creative ideas and choices. It's just like scoring your script. You're now having to do it in a brand new way, which is amazing. You have to physicalize. You get to physicalize. You have to find a lot of ways to do that. Now you want to think, how could I add a ton of stuff in my room that I may or may not use, that are just options that are there? And how can I surprise myself right there on the spot the next time I go? Think about, like, I'm just feeling it, and I'm like, weird, this ukulele, let's just do it, whatever it is. And you find a way to just go, okay, this is going to be what it is right now. That was so good. And fun. It was, like, fun. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't, you could feel it. It was entertaining. So if I'm watching this live now, it's a class. Yes, I'm learning something as a student. But I'm sucked in by the performance. Like, I want to watch it because it's good. And that should make you feel really good, too, because that means you've done all the work up till now, and we're just finding a way to sort of go, oh, here's how we use the medium and just win. That's it.
All righty.
Are you not entertained?
I'm like, did she hear me, or you're like, because we don't know, right? So it's like, is she frozen?
She's
like,
you go into the waiting room, girl. We'll see you at the end.
Good job, Alicia.
Nice
Good job.
work.
One more.
All right, so we learned some things there. We learned about lighting. So first of all, no light in front of you and only light behind you. Bad idea.
No getting seen.
It's sort of like not having the camera facing you. Sort of a similar idea. Okay, Ladder, you are up next. How are you, Ladder? Good to see you.
Technically, that's
great to have you in class. Oh, it looks like a ladder to me.
It does.
Oh, you guys are so funny. So
Thank you, Scotty. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The man that can do no wrong because he got me bands.
They're all set for you, bud.
Dude, he sent me a picture that was here. I'll just show it to you. It's pretty great.
All right.
It's of him
My
holding the
infomercial for
bands.
Anybody who gets me bands in between classes, you get harder critique. I will be more.
Oh, lucky.
And that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
No, that's great. I like that.
It's pretty great.
So what filter did you put on that picture there, Scotty? Was there?
It's called Harsh Shadows.
It's like a honey mist ombre, and just kind of get the sun rising, sun setting at the same time.
Yes, that's right. All right, let's do this thing, bro.
Yeah.
Take what you learned, maximize it.
What's
I'd only been attending that school for about a month when it happened.
All right, here comes the harsh critique. You get 2 words and then you're
Hit
done. I can't understand you.
Okay.
So
So
from whatever the character's perspective is, even if it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter where they're coming from. Smart, dumb, high energy, low energy, whatever. You have to have diction.
okay.
The words must be separated from each other in some way, and then you have to find a way to put new emotion on the different words. So let's take that the last monologue and imagine if she says, what is the funny boy line? Maybe it's not important to you, funny boy, or maybe it's not important to you, funny boy. Like the separation of it gives you, that's where your room has talent to grow. So it's in that gray space that you get to maneuver and move. So now go back, same perspective, point of view. I don't want to change your choices, but I want you to understand it might even feel weird to you. It's just a discipline to slow down one word at a time and make sure that we are following along with the story and you're not getting ahead of where our brains can process the imagery.
And I think this goes also back into the online thing, because like there is that sort of like extra second behind.
You know, it is, but
really,
this is every class every time, right?
Totally. With
So
master class,
even,
like you force us to. Like,
even more so in this format would force you to pay attention to it. But really, it's like this is the way all actors should act always.
100%.
Yeah. Like I think the main challenge, one of the big challenges is going to be Joey's scene, one of his 2 scenes, but one of his scenes where he's him and his scene partner are in a big fight and they're talking over each other. And I'm really curious as to how that's going to work out and how I'm going to coach it, you know, because it's like, oh, are you on each other's lines? Is there a delay? Like, what's happening? And when that happens, how do you handle it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and keep us engaged. That's going to be interesting to me. So, all right, let's go again.
Yeah. I had only been attending that school for about a month when it happened. I was the kid, and I really didn't have any friends. So I was in the library alone. When I heard this loud sound coming from out in the halls. It was the sound of screaming, gunshots. Of course, I panicked and I looked for a place to go. And I saw a guy I'd never met before. He was crouched underneath one of the computer tables. And he must have realized I was scared and panicked. I looked because he gestured for me to come hide with him. And it was weird. In a moment full of chaos, I was able and they were this incredible shade of blue. So bright and full of life. He gave me this timid smile, you know, that kind of look that it makes you feel like no matter what's going on around us, we were safe. And that was silenced by the more gunshots coming down the hallway. And he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, "Hey, we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine." And that's when the doors burst open. And I closed my eyes as tight as I possibly could, and I kept praying that it would all just end. And that thought was silenced by the sound of more gunshots. Only this time it was different because I had this pain in my leg. I'd never felt something like this before. And it took me a second to realize what had happened when I reached down to grab the source of the pain. There was blood. And I looked up at the boy with the blue eyes. He was holding his stomach. And he was bleeding too. He was on his hands and his knees. He was begging with the shooter, he was pleading for his life. And I kept thinking, maybe there's something I could say in this moment that would save his life. But I couldn't even put a fucking thought together. I can see it. There was so much blood. And I grabbed his hand, and it was still warm. Those deep blue eyes. They're different now. They were empty. I passed out after that. And when I woke up, I was surrounded by paramedics. The sirens, it still rings in my ears. And all that was going through my head is, why does this even have to happen? Why do you have to fucking die? Why didn't I? He had a family. He had friends. He had a future. He had a life. I always wished my life was different, you know? I always wished something so exciting would happen. It would change my life forever. Gotta be careful what you wish for. Scene.
I wasn't sure you were gonna do the applause. It was like, is it right for this one? Like,
I thought about it, but he definitely earned it.
Like, it seems so playful though. All right, so that emotion was real. You were there, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week. Yeah, I had like a really good day today, so that was hard. It was really hard to get there.
Yeah. Do you have anything here, Bri, before I get going on it?
So, I mean, last week we really talked about exactly that, like diving into your truth within this, and we really got emotional last week. So the big note I have is sort of just really hearing Matt's direction he gave in the beginning with each specific word and jumping even more into that, because it was very powerful. I could feel the truth behind it. We started to find that last week, but there wasn't variation. There wasn't like a change in settings, a change in different like views. And I want to experience it along with you, every part, the scary parts, the emotional part, like everything. So that would be my big thing is diving sort of into what Matt said there and creating more variation now that we have the core foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, so the emotion was really good. You obviously got there at the end and got some real feels there toward the very end, and then an interesting camera angle too at the very end. So this is gonna sound weird because of the material.
No, go for it.
How do you make this entertaining? It's a long monologue, and I always say when you take on a long monologue, it's tough because you have this much time to try to figure out how to keep our attention.
Yeah.
And so here's what's interesting is from the beginning, I knew this guy would cry. So though you cried and I believe the tears and everything, there was no surprise to it. So it didn't grab me in a certain way. There became a repetitiveness about the way you were delivering the lines. So it just felt sad. Yeah. So though it was believable and grounded, great. And that you have to start from that foundation. So that's good. Now you have to think to yourself, okay, I have to maintain these whoever's watching. Let's say this is a movie. I, as the actor, have a responsibility to tell the story and to bring it to life and to keep your attention. How do I do that through this sad story? That doesn't just make people sad. It makes them think, that keeps them interested, keeps them engaged, etc. And that's a difficult challenge. It really is, especially with a piece like this that's so heavy. But there are ways, and you want to start thinking outside the box and going, okay, well, what am I wearing? What is the setup? Why? Really, why? Who is this guy that got him to this place that makes him wear a backwards hat? Like what drew him to this, and why right now in this moment does he have this beard that's this long and this thing around his wrist, whatever that is, a Fitbit or something, and you're like every choice has got to have a very specific purpose. And then ideally, I don't see the tears coming, nor do you, and they just hit you like a ton of bricks. Okay. The pace will vary. Now, the speed of which you go through this is different than the diction. Mm-hmm. So we can't use the diction as an excuse to go too slow.
Yeah.
So truthfully, I enjoyed the piece. It was good. It was believable. But as soon as we know what's going to happen, that's when you start to check out a little bit as an audience member. It's like, okay, I know what's coming. There's no surprise to it. So I started thinking outside the box while I'm watching you, and I'm going, what would I do? Like, what would be crazy, just like creative in this moment, but not disrespectful to somebody who'd gone through this or somebody who's grieving or something, because you're not trying to, it's not about you. It's about them. So I want to make sure that as I'm being creative, I'm not doing it in such a way that's trying to do something for me, but it's more like, how can I tell this story in such a way that really reaches the audience that I'm trying to hit right now, which is, I guess, everybody, but it's the audience that's watching me in this format.
100%.
Okay. So why don't we try this? And this would just be like random, and it could totally fail. I don't know. But let's lose the hat.
Yep.
Let's pull the sleeves down. Let's move the chair much closer to the camera and turn it to one side.
Like how you want it.
Actually,
like me turn.
Actually, yeah, your whole body. Can you put the light behind you, like behind the chair? Do you have room for that or no?
Not really, no.
Okay. Can you move the camera?
Where you want it?
Like on your back.
I can just turn the chair, probably.
Let's try that.
Okay.
Try profile first. Let me see what that looks like. Interesting. Okay, and what's the are you using a phone?
For filming, yeah.
Cool. Start there, looking straight ahead. And but you're talking to the person in the camera.
So I'm just imagining someone's in front of me. I'm talking to you.
You're talking to me, but you're looking forward because it's like, I don't know why. Just you don't want to look or something. You don't want to share these emotions. Like I don't know, but all I can tell you is I'm already more interested.
I feel like I'm in confession.
There you go. It feels like you are.
Yeah.
And when was your last
Forgive me,
confession,
Father.
by the way?
Yeah, forgive me, Father, for our sin.
Do me a favor, just for play. This guy really feels the feels, and he really is hurt by this. Look forward and with precise diction, get through it, and get through it almost like a mob gangster, just like straight through. So you're sort of like trying to just get it out so you don't have to feel the feels, but as you say it, they're coming.
Okay.
But precise diction. So you're gonna go faster, but you're not going to lose the diction. And just go.
Gotcha.
Don't think. Just hit it.
I'd only been attending that school for about a month when it happened, and I was the new kid, and I really didn't have any friends. So I was in the library alone as usual. I heard this loud sound coming from out in the hallway.
Good. Better diction and faster.
Okay.
And more badass.
Start over.
Yep.
Okay. I'd only been attending that school for about a month when it happened. I was the new kid, and I really didn't have any friends, so I was in the library alone.
Good. Now I'm hearing some of the same rhythm, some of the
Okay.
same pausing points.
Okay.
So give me that same aggression, that same pace, crazy aggressive diction. Okay.
Just hammer
and
it.
toughness, and just hammer. Yeah, just hammer through this thing.
Okay. I'd only been attending that school for about a month when it happened. I was the new kid, and I really didn't have any friends.
That pause right there, I want to get rid of.
You want to get rid of it?
Yep, and better diction.
Okay. Cool. I'd only been attending that school for about a month when it happened. I was the kid, really didn't have friends as you. That's when I heard a sound I had never really heard before.
It's
from out in the hallways.
it's so good that the internet can't handle
The
it.
internet can't keep up. It's that loud.
your internet on your side started lagging a little bit. So here's what's interesting, all right? So we're going to end here anyway, but I want you to take this when you watch this back and just see the difference in the beginning of that take, and then go, okay, maybe I use part of that. Maybe at some point I turn, I look at the camera, I grab it, I get up. For yours, I think actually harsh shadows and sometimes being in the dark is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like imagine you pick the phone up and you're looking at the phone, and then you went to your cross and you just looked at it, and you even just like, because I'm watching you, you even just like turn the phone there or something. You know what I mean? Like you get to be your own cinematographer. I guess everybody does. That's what's interesting. Like you get to use the device. You have to, but you get to use the device to tell the story. So what can you do that's going to keep us visually, emotionally connected to you at all times during a really long, really sad monologue? Because I tell you what, I don't want to sign up next week to just be sad. I want to see great acting, but I don't want to just be sad.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And so that would be your challenge, is to go, how do I take this piece and get this across, get the point across, tell the story, but not allow myself to be monotonous in any way, and use the medium to find a way to creatively tell the story that is respectful.
Perfect.
While he's jumping out, because I know Joey's going to send him out.
Thank you for the band.
See you, Scotty. Woo! You said something in the teen class that I think really fits here,
Sure.
which is just making sure that you're surprising yourself too. Like making sure, you mentioned it, like, yeah, I've heard it this way before. I think we do these over and over and over and over, and you establish rhythms.
Yeah.
And so it's so important to, like, through these movements, through these other things, find ways to change it. Hey!
Hello.
Okay, I thought you guys said it was the last video call, and I was like panicking because I was like, did I accidentally log out or something?
No.
Yeah, you didn't show up for a second, but then you were back. So
Oh,
it's all
really?
You're
good.
back.
She was gone for a sec?
Yeah, because it was like something going on with this. I must have accidentally exited out, and I was like trying to get it back, and I'm like calling you guys. Like, okay,
Well, you're back. We're good.
You're back.
We're good.
We couldn't
Yes.
leave you out.
Hello, 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 hello. Isn't this
Hello.
incredible? Like, aren't you just amazed at everybody's growth? It's like nuts.
It is. It really is.
We have found
And
this
how
new
they
way of
met.
doing this thing, and you're about to experience the same thing. I'm very excited.
I was actually thinking about changing my monologue a bit because, well, just changing my monologue. I've just been feeling very, very bored. And there's this one monologue I've been rehearsing just to kind of get me through quarantine. Is
Nice.
it okay if I do that one instead?
Yeah, do you know it?
Yes, I do.
All
One
right.
second.
Goodbye, Mia Thermopolis.
She says, I did more
fun.
work. I've been going above and beyond. May
Is it
I-
okay if I still
May
do
I
that?
do that?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you can.
it's amazing.
Yes. Would you guys like context for it to make a little more sense? Or do you just want me to go straight into it? And
I would
just-
like some context, please.
Context sounds nice.
Okay. So this monologue is from the Addams Family Values. I'm gonna
This-
be doing
the
Debbie's
next creepy
monologue.
coach comment comes from Brian.
Sounded really weird.
Sorry.
yeah.
Brian was.
It was awkward what
Brian,
I did.
Brian goes, context sounds nice.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm doing a monologue called, well, it's from Addams Family Values, and I'm doing Deborah, and it's basically she has everyone around her just tied up, and she's kind of a psychopath.
Love it.
So I'm just gonna do that.
Love it.
I don't enjoy hurting anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't enjoy guns or bombs or electric chairs. But sometimes people won't listen. And so you have to use persuasion and slides. My parents, Sharon and Dave, generous, doting, or were they? All I ever wanted was a ballerina Barbie in a pretty pink tutu. I was 10 and it was my birthday. And do you know what they got me? Malibu Barbie. That's not who I was. That's not what I wanted. I was a ballerina, graceful, delicate. Well, they had to go. My second husband, the senator, all day transplants, coronaries. What about my needs? Sorry about dinner, Deb. The Pope's got a cold. Well, I've got an axe. My third husband, the senator, he loved his state. He loved his country. He wanted to set an example. Sorry, Deb, no Mercedes this year. We have to set an example. Oh, yeah? Set this. My late husband, Fester, and his adorable family. You took me in. You all accepted me. But did any of you love me? I mean, really love me? So I killed. And so I maimed. And so I destroyed one innocent life after another. Aren't I human too? Don't I yearn and ache and shop? Aren't I a human being who deserves love and jewelry? Goodbye, everyone, and wish me luck. Scene.
I love that piece for you.
Thank you.
It's fun.
It's just kind of related to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the deal. I just believe in this idea of finding ways to stretch yourself, new characters, all this stuff. I like the fact that you just said, this is what's helping me get through quarantine, is this monologue. I get to build a new character and whatever. I mean, it's just awesome. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Just one.
Here's where you can grow.
Mm-hmm.
You played her crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find a way to play her emotionally grounded.
Emotionally grounded.
Yes.
Okay.
So like when she gets to the Barbie doll and the Malibu, these are real trauma memories.
Mm-hmm.
Authentic, not big and playful, and like I want you to first, before we add back in, because this is Adam's Family, so there's gonna be a little bit of that heightenedness to it.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get there, I want you to really ground her memories, and let's start from a place of reality. Sort of like I was talking about with Scotty's monologue, how right now it's very real. That's awesome. So that's a good baseline. That's a good place to start, and we can add things on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna watch her, because the lines are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a lot of that work for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you say it, it's like a little girl, sweet, innocent, 7,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks up at you and she smiles. She's wearing a dress,
Mm-hmm.
and then she says, "You're gonna die."
Yeah.
You see it? Yeah. And then she just plays with her dress and she says, "Soon." And you're like, "What?"
Yikes.
So, because the line is creepy in and of itself, it does a lot of the work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to try this really quick. Let's do a couple of the first lines and just play with this idea, and then you're gonna have some homework to do to develop this character like you would any other character, and find what makes her normal. She kills people. That's her normal. It's not weird or crazy to her.
Mm-hmm.
So you were almost playing intimidating, and she's not really being intimidating. She doesn't have to be. Everyone's already tied up. She's trying to explain to them why she's normal.
Okay.
She's going, "I'm not weird. Like, there's nothing weird about me. You guys, you got it all wrong." And she means it. She's saying it sincerely. And yeah, she's sharpening a knife the whole time that she's going to use to kill them. But she's not trying to be intimidating. She just is.
It's very Dexter. Very like.
Yes. Like, yeah, exactly. It's this idea of the more normal you play her, the scarier she becomes. The more emotionally grounded you play her, the scarier she becomes. And then when you get to the part where you've been very normal and you just and you pop for 1 second of craziness, and it's a surprise to you and to the audience, like you haven't planned it, then we're gonna be like, yee, like you want us to feel like we don't want to be in the room with this person,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's play the
yeah.
first couple lines really quick, and just get like real, like extreme close up. What are you using, a phone or a computer?
I'm using my computer.
Good. Can you pick it up? There you go. Good. Now bring it very close. Yeah, I like the half light too. Good. Now look right in the lens. You're not allowed to look at yourself at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now just be
Okay.
as nice and kind and normal as possible, and talk very soft and sweet. And don't try to be crazy at all. Try to be very normal.
I don't wanna hurt
That
anyone.
wasn't normal.
Huh?
That wasn't normal. The eyes closed. So just look.
Uh,
Yeah, just look right at us. And mean it.
Mhm.
Mean it. You don't want to hurt people. You're not. Don't act it out.
I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't enjoy hurting anybody. I don't like guns or bombs or electric chairs.
Good.
But
Right.
sometimes-
Stay Stay right there and just keep it. You get closer with the camera.
People just won't listen.
Good. Keep
And
getting
so you have
closer.
to use persuasion
Keep getting closer.
and slides. My parents, Sharon and Dave, generous, doting, or were they? All I ever wanted was
All right, we're gonna stop there because that's our. Okay,
What were they?
great. Okay, so you see now it's the same idea as the last one. I'm entertained. I'm sucked in. I believe you, and I'm creeped out all at the same time. So you're getting the comedy, you're getting the drama, you're getting the believability, and it's all wrapped into one. And you're going to, like everybody else now, find a way to use this medium in such a way that it becomes an advantage and not a hindrance to you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but
Oh,
yeah.
so good. So good. That was great. Just those couple minutes give you a second of the redo, give you a second to go, okay, now what do I do creatively? How do I figure this thing out to explore it in all new ways that are going to be really fun for me to do and challenge myself in new ways?
And even like practicing, I can use like the video camera and everything. 'Cause
Totally.
that was a different take.
Totally. Exactly. And
Yeah.
you'll discover things. Like you might even be looking at yourself right now and you're just like you're looking at me and you look at yourself for a second and then you're like, huh, I wonder what's in the cabinet behind me.
Say
And,
that again?
like, I wonder what's in the cabinet behind me above my head, you know? And you just like your character. No, hold on. But your character would have the thought, and then you might just stop talking and just like lean back and then explore in the cabinet and then find something weird and then turn around and show the camera. And this could be all your practice, but it could happen in class too, where and you, because it's improvisational, it will feel very creepy, you know, and in character, which is cool.
Yeah. That's an interesting take.
All right, admitted everybody.
Very
else
good, very
in.
good.
Nice work.
All right,
Thank
bringing
you.
everybody back together. Back to the
Back together right now.
Over me.
It'd be great if we had that song queued up, but then we couldn't, you know.
Copyright.
Couldn't do
Copyright. All right.
Copyright.
Oh well. We have the sound effects though.
I mean, here's the thing about copyright. They can't get you for singing it. They can only get you if you steal the
That's
song.
true.
Especially off key. They have
Oh
no
yeah,
idea.
they can't. There's
what
nothing
that
they can do
song
about
was.
it. Yeah.
All right, is this everybody here?
I'm gonna need some ice for that burn. That you just
Psh,
did.
I was talking about myself, dog. Everybody in? Because I only see a couple.
Saya's disappeared.
So I saw her name there for a second. All right. Well, guys, great job. Good class. Excellent. I think we have a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of to-dos in front of us. So thank you for the night. It was awesome. Thank you, Brian. Producer Joey.
Hiya.
Woo!
Hey,
I
she's
made it.
back. I was just saying my thank yous. Love you guys. I'm going to step out. We'll leave you in the lobby here for another, say, 5 minutes or whatever. Say goodbye to your classmates. And we'll see you next week. You got a lot of work ahead of you. And if you're not in the master class, look forward to it because we're going to be putting it out there for students. You're going to get to
Grab those notebooks and get ready to
virtually
learn.
take notes and learn off everybody. So.
It's gonna be dope.
Woo! Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
So
Sunday.
sick.
Bye.
Bye guys.